This week we're reviewing a crafted helmet of Commander Fox, just like the one we saw in the Clone Wars animated series. My name is Dominic, aka Lord Doom, and you're watching Star Wars Artifacts. Last Christmas, my cousin Frank was surprised with this helmet as a gift from his son. Now, that's a young man who knows how to win his father's heart. The helmet is made by Ever and can be found on Amazon for the modest price of $120 US. I must admit, I've always been afraid to order this kind of item on that platform, afraid of ending up with something cobbled together by a Jawa with a glue gun. But since I have one right here next to me, let's see if my fears were justified or if I've been unfairly snubbing Amazon all along. Since this isn't an official licensed product, there is no box, no shiny marketing. So, let's get straight to the point. The helmet is made of thick, rigid plastic. It's not 100% perfect, but the proportions are actually quite good. For comparison's sake, here it is next to a model from Cybercraft, a Disney helmet, and a Black Series helmet. Let's keep the Cybercraft helmet nearby for a moment, because we need to talk about the main flaw of the Fox helmet, the color. Yep, that red tone should have matched that of the Coruscant Guards, since Fox is their commander. Instead, we're dealing with a kind of brick red. A red that says, "I spent too long under the twin suns of Tatooine." If you can overlook that moody shade, the rest is actually quite promising. The front lens is tinted enough to keep the wearer's identity secret. Once you put it on, it doesn't distort your vision, which is a big plus, because nobody wants to miss their target because everything's blurry. Behind the iconic green teeth, there's a mesh fabric to mimic the grille. The two air intake filters are faithful to the show. Just above them are some white bars. Unfortunately, the paint here looks like it was applied by a Gamorrean guard, sloppy in a few spots. On the bright side, the 6 black bars toward the back seems to have received a bit more love and attention. Before we continue checking out the helmet, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you don't miss a single video, and drop a like if you enjoy what you see. You can also follow us on the main social media at SW Artefacts. Now, back to the review. The grey visor definitely deserves a shout out. It's clearly the best executed part of the helmet. The angular lines look almost engraved, and the paint job is clean with no smudges. The weathering effect here is also very well done. This helmet looks like it's seen some serious action. On the left side, there's a great tactical light that completes the look. Nope, it doesn't actually work. Unlike Commander Cody's version, this one has a different design. It would have been easy to just go with a generic spherical lamp, but the maker made the right call. On the back right, there's a long-range comm antenna to round things out. Both of these accessories are made from the same grey plastic as the visor. The weathering on them is equally well done. Where the wear and tear falls short is on the rig sections. The marks all go in the same direction, like someone took a tiny brush and gave it a few lazy swipes. The white areas on the back were painted a bit hastily in some spots. But if, like my cousin and me, you just display it on a shelf, you'll hardly notice. Thankfully, the mohawk on top seems to have been painted before being glued in place, so there's no unsightly paint bleed. The back of the helmet is, let's say, almost faithful to what we're used to seeing on clone helmets. There's a disc, sure, but right below it, there should have been a small grill, like the one you can see in this photo. Inside, the helmet is fully lined with felt, making it very comfortable to wear. Yes, even for the reconnaissance mission on Earth. At the bottom, there's a layer of spongy fabric for extra comfort. Like on the Cybercraft helmet, a rubber trim along the edge would have been the icing on the cake, but let's not make a galactic tragedy. All in all, this Commander Fox helmet is a pretty cool piece. I would have loved to see a more accurate cherry red tone, but the overall design stays quite faithful to what we've seen in the Clone Wars. A bit more effort on the white paint application would have been welcomed, but the materials feel solid and it really gives us the impression of a quality piece. Big thanks to my cousin Frank for lending me the helmet so I could do this review. Now it's your turn to let me know what you think of this helmet. Are you a fan of Commander Fox? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoy our reviews, please consider sending us a super thanks to allow us to produce even more content. I'll see you soon for another video, and until then, may the Force be with you always.